Cam, I got a very important question. So we just have Bruno up here. He says at your dinners, he's ordering coleslaw. He don't like the fancy stuff like steak.
Bruno said he don't like steak. Man, I don't know about that one. Actually, he might be a chicken person. He probably had a lot of chicken. But I'll tell you, one boys can eat, but they deserve it though. So yeah.
He said he only eats coleslaw. He orders coleslaw at your dinners.
I gotta take him out a couple more times, but coleslaw nasty in my opinion. I'm not getting no coleslaw. I don't know why he like it, but it's whatever though.
Cam, 14 practices in, and coach says that you have earned the trust of his teammates. You're putting in the work. What does that mean that Coach already has this much praise for you, and how has your time been, being able to be out here and getting the work done? It's football.
It means everything. Me, myself, coming in, playing a lot of football. That's something I feel like as a quarterback, you got to win over the guys in the locker room. And I feel like if you come in acting a certain type of way, that won't happen. So really, at the end of the day, it all comes to you being a team player. You got to be able to be a team player with the coaching staff, with the guys in the locker room, whether you walk on scholarship. So at the end of the day, it's been everything that I expected when I came here. The culture's perfect for what Coach Crispall's been doing, and I'm just happy to be here.
Cam, can you kind of walk us through the process of those first couple weeks in January where you declared for the draft, you were being recruited by Miami, a couple other schools, declared for the draft, and then decided to come back to college? What was that process like, and why did you decide to come to Miami?
That's probably one of the hardest decisions I had to make, from thinking I was ready for the NFL draft to knowing that I'm still not done yet in college. There's still food left on the table for myself, for this team. The guys that we returned from last season, majority of the O-line, we get the whole receiving core back, key pieces to the defense. So I think now it's just plug and play. You add a playmaker like myself in the backfield, along with good running backs like Fletch, CJ, AJ when he gets back. So at the end of the day, I feel like this is the right program, not only for myself, but guys who are here right now are going to end up coming here. So we're trying to build off what we did last year. Because at the end of the day, I mean, Miami, we got to get back up there. And it starts one game at a time, one practice at a time.
Cam, what should fans expect from you, and what should be something they're excited to see out of this offense this year?
Someone who plays with the edge. For myself, I wasn't given anything. I had to earn my way all the way to playing for a Power 5 school. I had to start off at the FCS. I only had one offer out of high school. So I never lose that. I carry that with me every day. Every time I wake up, I tell myself, let's go get it. And so I feel like what you're going to see from me, from the team, just a whole team who plays hard. No matter from the first snap to the last snap of the game, we're going to play hard. And everybody ready to play together for sure.
And then outside of football, just what's been your favorite parts about Miami? I see you throwing the ball with kids after practice, fishing and all that stuff. What's been your favorite part?
I'll probably say the fishing for sure. Big fisherman. I caught a couple mangrove snappers. So I want to go mahi fishing. I haven't did that yet. But I'll probably say the least favorite though is that traffic. The traffic ain't no joke though. I tell you, it don't matter where you at. You on Red Road, you over here, US 1. That traffic ain't no joke.
We hear from your teammates that you talk a lot of trash to your teammates. Tell us about that. Why do you do it? What's their response? And also, does that continue when you're playing in real games?
Somebody got to do it. I mean, I really do it to get the D-line activated. I mean, if they hear it from me, the whole team gonna start doing it. At the end of the day, I know everybody gotta bring it to practice every day. So you come out, you talk a little something. They gonna end up clap back. That's what I do love about our defense. When we talk, they gonna clap back and they talk right back at us. So it's all love at the end of the day. None of it carries over into the locker room, which is good. But we're a competitive team though, from front end to back end. Who's ever at the top of the depth chart to the low of the depth chart. We all a team. At the end of the day, we're gonna talk on the field. When it's game time, we all together for sure.
How does the new offense fit your game? How do you feel about the system now that you're going through spring?
It's real good. I describe it as the air raid just in the huddle. It's a lot of concepts that I've been running since I started college. But the thing about Coach Dawson is that he allows me to be myself in the pocket. When I'm outside the pack on scramble drill, he lets me really coach up the receivers on what I see when I see the field. So that's a big hats off to him. When I came in, he came and took me under his wing, showed me the offense within a week, and we just been learning and growing ever since.
I saw you working out with Shedeur from Colorado. Y'all seem pretty cool. What's your relationship with him?
We got a good relationship. I met Shedeur about two and a half years ago. We work with the same quarterback coach out of Houston, Darryl Colbert. But he's a good dude. The things he's done in Colorado already, I'm not surprised as much as people are. But he's going to continue to prove people wrong this year. And hopefully we'll get a chance to meet him in the playoffs if we get there.
Cam, a lot of buzz about the tight end room with players led by like Arroyo, Williams, Carver, true freshmen locked in. Tell me, what are your thoughts on the tight end room?
Probably the best tight end group I played in all of college, and I played with some talented guys. And I think they all give us a different way of how they move. Like Elijah Lofton, the freshman, he's a do-it-all. He can one hand, two hand. We have him at running back right now. So I describe him as more of like a Debo Samuel. Who can do it all. Arroyo, he's a dog. You put him out there versus linebackers, versus safety. He knows how to win in man coverage. He's good versus zone. And then finally getting Cam back, who's great in pass protection. He's great in the flat routes with us. So it's been good. I feel like we have just different varieties in our tight end room. So at the end of the day, it's going to help us be successful for sure.
I wanted to ask you about Mish Powell, a guy that you're familiar with, played against him a few times, and seeing him here with you in Miami, just overall your thoughts on the secondary.
That's the reason why I go really so hard every day in practice, just because I never beat Meech. Like, he was at Washington, I'm 0-2 against Washington. So leaving there without that win against Washington, it still bothers me to this day. But he's a great player. He's really starting to be that leader on defense, which they need, especially in the back end. What he brings to the table, whether it's in the run game, run stopping, whether it's in routes with him and Strep. They be going there each and every day. Strep has the highlight plays and one-on-ones. We go team, they go back and forth. But Mish, he was a good ad for this team, and he's going to make plays for us this season. But I'm just happy I'll be on the field with him now. I don't got to play against him.
And one of the things that stood out to me, like, obviously you have a lot of great statistics in the last few years, but it seems like you fumbled a good amount in the last couple of years. What have you been working on in that regard to kind of hold on to the ball more effectively?
Just ball security. Ball security is job security in my position. And that's something that I've been putting an emphasis on since I got here. And Coach Dawson has too. So, at the end of the day, I know it's on me to protect the ball, and that's something I got to get better at. And, I've been working on it since I got here. I'm looking to be improve on this year.
And then these wide receivers, your ex coming back, Jacoby, and then young guys like JoJo Trader, just your thoughts on them and how's that ball so far?
They're good. From JoJo, X, JG, Isaiah Horton, who's had a great spring. Those guys, they see the field right now how I see the field. And the biggest thing with seeing the field is space. You got to know where to get to, when to get to, and it got to happen like that. You can't lollygag around. You just got to run. I told them if we play fast and we play hard, there's going to be a lot of teams in the country who are not going to have answers for us. So really, for my job, it's really just putting the ball in space. Those guys going to make all the plays. The O-line do the hard work. I just put the ball in play and let those guys eat.
Cam, a few more questions for Cam. The Canes aren't back. All this stuff that surrounds this program. How do you envision yourself being able to get the team back to where it needs to be and hopefully start with the spring game and then in the fall?
Yeah, we don't really get into that because at the end of the day, we haven't won the ACC championship. So we really just starting from the ground up, and that's going day by day, not worrying about August 31st or the next week where we play. So we're really just trying to be good like we are in spring ball. I feel like our last spring practice out here was probably one of our best ones, both sides of the ball. So we're really just trying to plug and play, get guys who we feel can create matchup problems for our defense and other teams when we get into the season. But it's really taking it day by day, playing one play at a time, and just playing together. That's the biggest thing.
This program cares a lot about the offensive line. How's it been working behind them and just the talent that's up there?
The trench baby's good. I probably say the trench baby's good. When I watched the film before I got here, they gave, I think it was 10 or 11 sacks. But when I really watched it, in reality, they only gave up 6. So that was the biggest thing that stood out to me. From Inez Cooper leading the charge up front, Jay Riv, Zach Carpenter, the center we just got in. It's been good. And the thing about those guys that they want to do it. They want to play O-line. They want to be those big bodies. So I mean, myself, I do the easy stuff. I don't really got to touch nobody. I spread the ball around, hand the ball to the running backs, and we all gonna eat at the end of the day.
West Coast versus East Coast vibe.
East Coast.
Why?
East Coast.
Why?
You got more stuff on the East Coast. West Coast only known for Cali. East Coast, you got Florida, the Carolinas. The Carolinas underrated. Just on the space, the Carolinas underrated. You got New York. It's just a different vibe. West Coast is all the pretty stuff out there. So we like to work over here.